Hello there, CryptoQ Media. I'm glad you decided to check out my channel again. According to BlackRock, the end of the world is near. Another exciting development is that I can't wait to let you in on all the details. Going back to April, Ripple released a piece regarding MiCA in relation to the European Digital Asset Law. What transpired subsequently will shock you. Since institutional adoption is the end goal, these legal frameworks should be the means by which it is accomplished. Why, simply put, institutions are to be thanked if 10 trillion is to be poured into the sector. We require a key that grants access to all the essential participants before we can go live, thus we must open this section. They have use cases prepared and ready to go when we give the go-ahead, as many of them are actively considering and planning for regulations. This is why a lot of spectators keep saying that waiting is their only option. As an example, consider rules. Well, it appears they agree that the sector needs some sort of oversight. Very nicely. They need to create the real-world implementations after we have regulations. No. At that point, the main misconception starts. These organizations have already adopted the rules. Everything is set in motion. Building is now underway. Here you can find examples of their practical application. The green light is all they're awaiting. So, it's basically done once we realize that. Excellent. Now we can focus on institutional uptake. Envision a scenario in which I described the moment we turn the switch. Indeed, I comprehend. People in the XRP community laughed at the news and said, "There's no way that's a real arm." After that, word of the story kept spreading. However, what if I were to tell you that acknowledgement has been made that matter will be taken care of soon? But you can get your hands on the Cryptos newsletter right here at the Empire. Arriving soon, Smart Financial Planning 550%. The study found that this is the percentage of institutional investors planning to add to their cryptocurrency holdings over the next 2 to 3 years. Digital assets may have finally made their mark in the shaky waters of traditional banking in 2023. Because XRP is one of the leading cryptocurrencies that these corporations are investing in, this is even more strange. Furthermore, our calculations show that 81% of investors, up from 62% now, will have invested at least 1% of their assets in cryptocurrencies within the next 2 to 4 years. Consequently, institutional financing will continue to flow in. Over 270 institutional investors were involved. I think it would be fascinating to keep a watch on this sector down below, where efforts to tokenize money market funds and treasuries have been very successful. The fund space, all of these features: prime broking, connectivity to liquidity providers, support for stable coins, and lending and borrowing against crypto are focused on one thing. By the way, crypto is coming to the XRP ledger. Nonetheless, Ripple is already working on most of these features, and the XRP ledger will bring about that big change regarding borrowing and lending as well. In addition, institutional crypto usage has been greatly enhanced via Ethereum ETFs. For the avoidance of doubt, following ETFs follows. When we think of this, we think of the digital asset market, specifically cryptocurrencies, stable currencies, and tokenization. Our tokenized fund was introduced earlier this year. BlackRock is the source of this, and it is currently the largest tokenized fund globally. This very second, apologies, but this doesn't seem to confirm anything to me. This is not something I am calling news. Now that we have something more interesting to focus on, 7 countries are testing tokenization, according to recent news reports. All 3 of Goldman Sachs' tokenization initiatives. As the tokenization market unfolded this year, BlackRock, using the Ethereum platform, created the digital asset fund with 100 million in backing. If this trend continues, the value of government assets held on blockchain will have risen sharply during the last 12 months. That tendency will continue and maybe even pick up speed going forward. The first trillion will be the turning point, and I can't wait. Tokenization and cryptocurrency will undergo a sea change when that occurs. Larry Fink, however, is present. According to BlackRock, the tokenization of assets is going to be a game changer in the market. Even if ETFs are just a starting point, we have witnessed firsthand the massive shift in investing that has occurred as a result of them. We predict that exchange-traded funds ETFs will significantly alter the way people invest. When you give it some thought, it changes the whole ecosystem. Then there's Larry Fink to expand upon it. Our team at BlackRock is looking at the tokenization of financial assets as a potential game changer. Consequently, there will be essentially one for each bond and stock. Along with a centralized ledger, early adopters will also have their own distinct IDs and numbers, and, most crucially, tokenization will let us personalize our approaches for each user. This is important to bring up again because, if we're going to have an honest conversation about institutional adoption and the regulations that promote it, something unbelievable will happen. In the next few seconds, there will be an overwhelming amount of money streaming on chain. These places are all set up, so don't even think I'm attempting to sell you an old car or anything. All is in place. These institutions have been investigating potential uses for tokenization for at least 3 years running 2015, 2016, and 2017. Why are you surprised that they are suddenly making a big deal out of it? They already have a presence there, which is why this is happening. Their expertise in this area spans over a decade. Get everyone ready. Furthermore, institutions are starting to take notice of DeFi. Entering the asset tokenization arena, BlackRock uses a $100 million seed fund on Ethereum. Yes, institutional disobedience was the main point, but this was still very noteworthy. Institutional disobedience is at the heart of the problem. However, July 26 was only a few days ago. According to BlackRock, significant funding is still pending. They haven't turned it on yet. They are speeding up the procedure. This backs up our suspicions on BlackRock's tokenization initiatives and ETFs, and it was validated at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville not long ago. It's far from being a substantial sum. There is a vast disparity between that and the potential that these institutions have in the region. This is the turning point, according to BlackRock. Is this entire region all right? I have to say, well done to the smoking dog for this. Trust me when I say that the big switch is almost here. Contrary to what most people think, the transition is happening. Major nations and organizations are getting ready to establish a financial system based on blockchain technology, and this isn't just some abstract idea, it's used in official documents to explain it. I can assure you that the switch will be turned soon. Here comes the major change. Huge businesses are ready to utilize blockchain technology. Would it be feasible for banks to meet expectations and expand from there? Yes. Systemically important institutions will switch back to old systems in 2024. Among these are Franklin Templeton, HSBC, and JP Morgan. Wall Street's new blockchain apps are now undergoing real-world testing. And check this out. As Bitcoin businesses continue to recover from their losses, some major financial institutions are implementing new blockchain-based technologies, suggesting a speed up into 2024. These organizations include Franklin Templeton, JP Morgan Chase, and Co. HSBC Holdings. This matters greatly. Very nicely. A humorous changeover incident occurred when XRP went from 100,000 to 100,000. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. What will really transform the game is bringing these blockchain-based use cases online and seeing the massive money roll in. Additionally, how much longer until some kind of regulation, if any, starts to make its way in Mica had a surprisingly large impact. Everything will be in harmony with Mica going forward. In this field, a lawful, massive institutionalization is soon to occur. The new monetary system, based on blockchain technology and tokenizing every imaginable monetary asset, will be the center of attention. At some point, on the blockchain, every imaginable monetary asset will be tokenized, including derivatives, debt markets, equities, and markets. Anything is possible, so don't be surprised if it doesn't. It means a lot to me that you've subscribed and watched my channel. Later, I will see you.